Alright, we're playing in a tournament today. It's been a while since I made one of these. But we're playing Hops Zacian, Iron Valiant. And haters are saying, don't play this deck. Is dead now that Shaymin's out. Is it though? Is it? Let's see how it is. We're going to win the coin flip, so we're going to go second. And they're playing Raging Bolt here. It is open list, so I know what my opponents are playing. And that means we can start a Squawkabilly. We have a Valiant in our hand, so we can push into the active later, perhaps with this Arvin. They're going to hit a Till Dance, play Nest Ball. Maybe also for Squawkabilly. If they do Squawkabilly, then I can start stacking damage on that. Doing a quick prize check. I guess it's fair, it's a tournament. There's about 200 people, I think. Or 100, I'm not sure if it reached the capacity. Here's a Fan Rotom off to Nest Ball. Fan Call. I guess if you're playing the Noctowl package, you don't need Squawkabilly, right? Ditto, Hoot Hoot, and Noctowl. They'll grab that Ditto, retreat into it. And here's a transformative start. They're going to find the Raging Bolt. Now that's okay. I am not that against punching a Raging Bolt with Zacian at the start. But ideally I kill that Hoot Hoot. Alright, there's a pass. Let's go for Iron Valiant on the bench. Go for a Nest Ball here. And grab our Zacian. Put a Post Whip down. Go for Arvin. For Hop's Bag and a Choice Band. We're just going to confirm the attack here. And I think even attaching Mist Energy to Squawkabilly to confirm the retreat would also be good. Let's go for Snorlax and Cram. Choice Band attached to Zacian. We can attach onto Squawkabilly just to retreat. And then Squawk and Seize. We're going to find a switch, as well as a Techno Radar, but no retreat on the Valiant, so we're just gonna retreat the Squawk. I'm okay with this. If they find this KO on the Zacian, it would be quite unfortunate, but I think we'll live. For Instant Strike 120, we do have maximum Post Wick and Snorlax. We'll put 30 onto the Fan Rotom, because the Fan Rotom doesn't evolve. We can definitely just confirm that as an extra prize card at the end. They'll have access to Noctowl here to get Sada, so I think they do get the KO, but we have the Cramorant. We just need to grab ourselves a Choice Band. Here's a Crispin. We're gonna play Crispin instead of Sada, so that's same thing. It gets the 2 energy done. They do need 4 though, so they need a Till Dance as well. Here's a Night Stretcher, probably for the grass energy. We're gonna save the Hoot Hoot. There's a Till Dance. They'll attach on a Raging Bolt by hand. They'll bench a Mew. Bounce my Post Wick for an Area 0. They'll bench a Bloodmoon Ursaluna early. And here's a Bellowing Thunder. They can hit for 280, no problem. Taking out the Fan Rotom, then the Hoot Hoot would have been pretty good, but the Squawkabilly didn't yield us that much. Maybe Nest Ball for Iron Bundle and Bag would have been fine too, but let's push the Cramorant. Let's go for Nest Ball or Fezandipiti, and then we can Radar, throw away this Mist Energy, grab ourselves Bundle and a Valiant. This is just so our Iono is a little bit better. Bench another Valiant. Let's just try to kill this Fan Rotom here. So let's go for Switch into Iron Valiant, 20 onto the Fan Rotom, and then we can go hit this Iono. We're looking for another Switch and maybe a Future Booster Energy Capsule. That'd be great. We'll get a Jet. That works too. We can bounce their Area 0. Oh my god, I should not. Oh, okay. Just kidding. Flip the script. We find the Future Booster Energy Capsule, so we can put this on this. Jet this Iron Valiant into the active. We can kill that Fan Rotom. Taking these extra prizes is pretty important here if we can. Take a prize card here. Get another Iono. Attach Choice Band to Cramorant, and then we can retreat into the Cram. And we are killing this Raging Bolt. I wish we were killing something else, but unfortunately we don't find a Prime Catcher or anything like that. So 210, knocking out this Raging Bolt. The Zacian was kind of a waste of an attack, but we'll take it. We're going to take the lead on the prizes here. And a late game Zacian could help me take another 3 prizes, but we'll see. I'm going to leave a single prize in the active here. There's no Raging Bolt. I don't know away. Okay, there's a Prime Catcher. They're going to take up my Fez, throw up a Mew. So they're going to try to find Raging Bolt here. Bounce my Post Wick for Area 0. Bench a Fan Rotom. Here's a Restart for 1. They need a Noctowl. Here's a Till Dance for 1. Noctowl will get them going. Otherwise, it's kind of clipped. Here's a Fezandipiti. That helps too. They're looking for Raging Bolt Sada here. They flip the script. Nest Ball for Raging Bolt. There it is. Here's a Nest Ball again for a Hoot Hoot. They might have whiffed it here because their hand is pretty dead. If Cramorant can get 2 KOs worth of value, that would be game changing. Can't lie. Here's a Crispin. So they can go for the Raging Bolt attack here. So, oh, never mind. They're going to find a Grass to hand. They're going to put 1 onto Bloodmoon. Promote Bloodmoon. Attach double. Okay, so they're going to attack with Bloodmoon actually. That's kind of crazy. Okay. So Bloodmoon taking out the Fez. So that means I can't actually attack with Cram anymore. We got down to 2. Let's promote ourselves. Let's see, we have Surfer, we have Arvin, we have Nest Ball. I do need to find an energy in case I want to actually attack with Bloodmoon. So let's go for Iron Valiant. Another Future Booster here. Let's go for a Nest Ball. I think Bloodmoon is the way here. But I kind of want to Iono as well. Let me think about this. I could go for Zacian and then just hope they can't attack and then Iono them to 2. I think we do that. Let's go for Zacian. You know, if this bites me in the ass, oh well. They've already used Prime Catcher. Let's do that. And then we can put a Post Wick down, forcing them to close up their bench. Let's go for Iono here. Send their hand down to 2. And I'm not going to take a KO here, so Flip the Script is not active. If they find a Noctowl, oh well. Life sucks, right? So let's go retreat into Zacian, and then Insta Strike. We'll punch this Bloodmoon, and we'll start pinging onto this baby Hoot here. They'll drop return. If they find a Noctowl, it's pretty much over, but I'm gonna pray they don't. Here's a Teal Dance for 1. Here's an Iona. Okay, so no Sada here. Give me a new 3. We're gonna find a Research and Jet. That's pretty darn good. And there's a pass. Okay. So now I can confirm KO on this Bloodmoon. I can win the game if I get 2 Valiants here. So let's go. Let me think about this. So we Jet 1, ping 20 onto Bloodmoon for sure. And then if we Prime Catcher, or if we switch, we can do... Okay, so we're good. All right, so let's go Arven for switch. You can Jet this Iron Valiant into the active, and we'll put 20 onto the Bloodmoon here, putting it within the 120 range. We switch into this other Valiant and put 20 onto their Hoot, like this. Like this. And then we can retreat into Zacian and instant strike for 120 and then kill the Hoo on the bench for the final 3 prizes, just as I predicted earlier. So 3 prizes, there we go. No Shaymin and a Raging Bolt. So Zacian has taken the win here, just hand disruption, killing this Raging Bolt. We'll take it, guys. We'll take it. GG's. All right, after round 1, we are now 1-0 with 12 minutes left on the clock. So finishing pretty early here. I'll see you guys in the next game. All right, second match. Here we go. Looks like we're going yet another Raging Bolt. Okay, so Raging Bolt, but with a picnic basket. So that could actually hurt me a little bit. Shout out Raging Bolt. It's looking like a good pick going into NISC, but I'm here to prove him wrong. Let's see if we can do 2 in a row. Getting a little deja vu because it was the same coin. All right, they're gonna go first. If they can only start 1 Hoot and another Hoot, that could be, we could be going on Dunk. They might be on Donk Watch here, but we are starting Cram. We have a Nest Ball and a Pokegear. So Nest Ball can get us Squawkabilly. Pokegear can get us Arven. Postwick as well. I'm feeling okay. About this start. As long as Squawkabilly isn't prized, I think we can get a good start going. All right, they're going to start Raging Bolt. Unlucky, so no Donk. We're going to bench a Fan Rotom directly from hand, so they can just go Fan Call. No need for Ditto. Just Hoo, Noctowl. Yep. Now, if I do get 2 Iron Valiants down and a Prime Catcher, I might be able to take out both Hoots in 1 turn. And that would be insane. Here is a 2-Mask Ogerpon coming off the Ultra Ball. The Teal Dance for 1. Turn 1 Teal Dance, always good. And 70 damage just like immediately, just like that. But that will be all for them. Let's go for a Postwick. All right, we're going to go for Nest Ball, just to thin our deck a little bit. Let's see. Okay, we have the Zacian, we have 3 Valiants, and we have the Squawk. So let's go Squawk. And now we've used a couple of cards, so hopefully Pokegear hits our Arven. We don't get the Arven here. So let's just throw Choice Band on a Cramorant, and then we just go for Squawkabilly. We hope for the Arven here. Shuffled out the deck after Pokegear. Find a Research. That's totally fine. Let's go with that. Put that there. Let's go for a Nest Ball onto our Hops Zacian. We can switch into the Valiant and put 20. Let's do 20 onto their Hoot here. We're going to target that Hoot. We're going to get greedy here. We just need a Snorlax and another Valiant. So let's go Research. Find the Snorlax. Don't find the other Valiant. So we're just going to have to jet up our Zacian here. And we need the energy. No Choice Band on the Zacian. That's cool. Punch for 90 here. We'll put 30 onto the Hoot. I'm assuming they're just going to evolve that one. But it'll still only have 50 HP remaining. So it's still going to be 1 Tachyon Bits, 1 Insta Strike. But here we go. They're going to top deck. They can just Noctowl for Sada. Well, they need Vessels first. So they're going to probably have to Noctowl for some Vessels, get some energy, and then discard those. Maybe, hopefully, Teal Dance into a Sada. We'll see. We have Arven next turn for another Valiant and the Hop's Choice Band to do more damage. Here is their Jewel Seeker for 2 Earthen Vessels. So this way they can discard something for 2 energy and then discard the energy again to enable Sada. Vessel away a Sada. Okay, so that means they definitely have another Sada in their hand, which is absolutely insane. So Grass and Fighting. Here's an Earthen Vessel away the Fighting. So they have a Teal Dance and they can Sada and then they attach. So that's definitely a KO from them. And then we will have to cram, ideally, their Ogerpon next turn. It always sucks a little bit not taking 1 or 2 KOs on your first turn as Zacian, but you know, that's just how it is sometimes. Here's a Vessel. So now they can attach and Teal Dance. Here's a Teal Dance. Has 2 energy on board. They can Sada, and then yeah, there's a Sada. Luckily, only onto 1 Raging Bolt though. Here's 3 more cards. Attach return. There's a Bellowing Thunder. 280 damage. Take out the Zacian. All right, we got to work on that Noctowl. I did get greedy. I could have just worked on the Fan Rotom instead, but all right, let's promote our Cramorant here. Let's go for Arven. Ourselves Prime Catcher and Choice Band. Put Choice Band onto Snorlax. We're gonna make the Snorlax an attacker here. I think if I jet up the Snorlax just to attach return, and then I can Prime Catcher, put 20 onto the Noctowl, and then drag up the Ogerpon, I'll be okay. So let's do that. Let's use an attach on a Snorlax. Move that up. We can Prime Catcher their Ogerpon, and put 2 more damage onto that Noctowl. So it is within a Hops Zacian attack. And then we can retreat into our Cramorant here. Take out this Ogerpon for 210 damage, leaving a single prizer in the active. And no Fez on the bench for them to take like last time. But they do have 2 prize liabilities available. Get another Jet for the Snorlax. No more Tail Mask Ogerpon for them to activate Noctowl. I mean, they can probably just bench with a Nest Ball, but we'll see. If they don't find Prime Catcher here, we'll be pretty good. They definitely need the Prime as well as a Sada here. There's a Hoo-Hoo into the active. They'll draw for turn. It's a Nest Ball, probably for Ogerpon. We'll find another Raging Bolt, so this is just the Sada value, I guess. Sada onto both. They can draw 3. I'm looking for my Ionos next turn, assuming they can kill my Squawk or my Valiant here. Here's an attached return onto Raging Bolt. Okay, do we have Latios and or Prime Catcher? 10 cards in hand is a lot. Ultra Ball, away Squawk and Nest Ball for Noctowl. Okay, so they Noctowl with no Terra in play. Okay, so you can't just find Prime Catcher anymore. Hit me with that Dislike. Picnic Basket, healing off. There is a Picnic Basket I was worried about. Here's a Night Stretcher for the Ogerpon. So they definitely should have played that before the Noctowl. Sequencing, guys, sequencing. A bench Ogerpon. So Teal Dance for 1. No way they find Prime Catcher off the Ogerpon, right? There's a pass. Okay, great. Wonderful. So now I can just kill another Ogerpon with this Snorlax here. Or we can just kill with the Cramorant. What am I saying? Okay, let's boss up their Ogerpon here. And let's use a switch here to start loading some more damage onto that Noctowl. Move that there, like so. So that's, again, within 40. And then we can retreat back into the Cramorant because they didn't go down to not 3 or 4 prizes. And just Fickle Spitting one more. Take out another Ogerpon. And off the blunder of our opponent here, suddenly taking the lead, all we really need to do is Snorlax up and then boss up again to win the game. Your Remote Raging Bolt. And Iono would hurt. Here's a Nest Ball. Assuming for Fezandipiti. For another Ogerpon, okay. There's an attached return onto the second Bolt. Here's a Judge. Okay, so it's not Iono, but it's still Disruption. I'm looking for an Energy and a Boss. Speaking of Energy and a Boss, there it is. Okay. Night Stretcher for Grass Energy. Looking for Prime Catcher still. The Teal Dance. Then Bellowing Thunder to take out my Cramorant. That's insane. So, completely whiffed on their end. 140 damage from my Cramorant. And that's gonna be game, guys. Just push up this Snorlax. I'm not even gonna use the Valiant. I don't need any of that. We'll draw another one. Attached return on a Snorlax. Boss up this Ogerpon. Postwick in play. Band and Snorlax itself. Dynamic Press for 230. Killing 3 Ogerpons in one game for 6 prizes. Let's go, chat. 2 Raging Bolts down. Let's keep it moving. 2-0. Can we finish undefeated today? Alright, third game here. I wonder what deck they're playing. Oh, I see a Rockets coin. And we're going to win the coin flip here, so let's go second. We always want to go second. But if they're playing Team Rocket and they want to evolve their spiders, then giving them that advantage, but I think I'll be okay. We're going to start... Oh, actually, I can literally check their deck list. They're playing Gholdengo, okay. Just as I expected. Let's start Iron Bundle, and then we can hopefully find ourselves something good off this Iono, or perhaps an Arven. We're both going to start... What? Wait, Gholdengo playing Iron Bundle is kind of crazy, no? Hey, any deck can use Iron Bundle, in my opinion. Let's see here. They're going to attach return on the Iron Bundle. That's it? Oh my god. Okay, wait. I just need a Hops. And we got the Nest Ball. Okay, let's go Valiant here. We need the Snorlax. Okay, let's go Nest Ball for Zacian. Postwick, Band, and oof. I can switch into the Valiant and ping 20, and then I just pray I Iono myself into another switch. I think we do. Alright, let's go. Switch. 20 here, and all I need now is a Jet Energy and or another switch or Squawkabilly into another one. And we're gonna find another switch, so let's just go switch into this, and it's gonna be the Donk, guys, on our game 3, and that's why we play Zacian, chat. That's why the deck is here to stay, in my opinion. That's why I play it, and unfortunately for our friend here, that's gonna be a win in about 1 move, and that's great. Let's declare this as a win. They put F in the chat. That is an F in the chat. Let's go, 3-0. Here's the standings as we are. I have a couple more rounds to go, and I'll see you in the next game. All right, game 4, here we go. I see some electric sleeves. I'm assuming it's gonna be Joltik box, which actually has been a while since I played against a Joltik box. So let's see if we can do this. We're gonna flip heads, and that means if we go second, and they are playing Joltik box. Okay, so going second against Joltik box is a huge advantage. We're gonna start Fezandipiti just in case we need to attach retreat to that. We have a Techno Radar that's great. We have Arven as well, that's fantastic. But we don't have like a way to get the Fezandipiti out. So a research might have to come into play here if we want to get that turn 1 attack. Or just as long as I get Squawkabilly, maybe I top deck Nest Ball would be great as well. It's gonna be Iron Leaves inactive and Pikachu on the bench. They'll draw for turn. So interesting. It seems like both of us do not have the ideal starts here. Here's a booster capsule to Iron Leaves. And here's a pass. Alright. We get the Prime Catcher. Okay, so that does get my Fezandipiti out. So I think we can just comfortably go for a punch onto Pikachu then. Let's go Techno Radar. Away this Pokegear here. Grab ourselves 2 Valiant. And our Iron Bundle is prized. We can bench 1. Let's go for Arven here. Grab ourselves Hop's Bag and a Choice Band. In this way, we guarantee the Zacian attack, but not necessarily, you know, Squawkabilly into like a whole large combo or anything. But I think that's what we have to do. Let's just go Prime Catcher up this Pikachu, move up the Zacian, and then this way we can put 30 on that Iron Leaves. And just do 90 damage, you know, not a big deal. Putting that Pikachu within Cramorant range, putting the Iron Leaves within Cramorant range as well. We're gonna bench a Joltik. Now I wish I had Iron Bundle, because that way I can move the Joltik out of the active and then put the 30 on it to kill Joltik. But Joltik is also just a free kill later on down the stretch, so if I want to deny Fezandipiti, I'm gonna just leave Joltik on the bench as well. Here's a Bravery Charm. Play an S-Ball for Latias, I'm assuming, and I'm assuming they also have energy in hand. The Miraidon, Tandem Unit, for Pikachu and another Iron Hands. Okay, so that means I need a rescue board on this Pikachu here to move it into the Joltik. Because unless they have Area 0 Latias in hand as well, a little interesting. There's a Bravery Charm onto Joltik, giving it 80 HP, so protecting it from 1 Insta Strike. And that's totally fine, you know, I'll still Insta Strike the Joltik and just build it up. Here's an attach onto Joltik. Do we have Prime Catcher in hand? There's a pass. So no Jolting Charge on their first turn. That's kind of insane. Let's go Choice Band onto Cram here. Go for an Arven. I think we just grab a Pokegear and one of these. I could start pinging damage here with a switch, but I think Pokegear is probably a little better for next turn. Let me think about this. Switch lets me put 20 onto their other Pikachu though. Alright, I'll get a switch. Put a Future Booster onto the Valiant. We can switch into the Valiant, like so. We'll put 20 onto this Pikachu and retreat into Zacian. And we're gonna put this Pikachu within an Iron Valiant range as well. So just not taking KOs, not enabling Fez. We'll put 30 onto their Joltik. And that's within 50. So that's 50 is a Zacian and an Iron Valiant. Pikachu's within an Iron Valiant. So this is all pretty good. If they take a knockout, they can't. Here's a Crispin. Actually, since they're gonna be Jolting, the 30 might be wasted because I'm probably gonna just be punching into the Joltik next turn. So kind of a waste, actually. There's a Steel into hand. They'll attach Grass to Pikachu. They'll retreat, push up the Joltik. See, I wish I had an Iron Bundle here. Steel attached to Pikachu. He's a Jolting Charge. So maybe Pokegear was the move, but we'll see. Really fascinating matchup here. They're gonna just charge up the Pikachu, no hands. Grab a Nest Ball here for a Mew. Okay, we don't have a Mew actually. So Nest Ball kind of just fails. So Mew and my Iron Bundle are prized. So Nest Ball just fails. Go for Insta Strike. Knocking out this Iron Hands. We'll put 30 onto their Iron Hands over there. So that way, I mean, if they do charge up the hands, oh well. But we're gonna take a prize. Lose a Zacian here. But we can just take out Pikachu next turn. Get the Mew. Take out Pikachu next turn. We can take out anything else with Cramorant. So I'm feeling not bad here. Here's an Ultra Ball. Throwing away Boss and Ultra Ball. Probably for Fezandipiti or Mew. Find Bloodmoon Ursaluna early, so maybe Fez is prized for them. Okay, they're gonna bench a Mew actually. Go for a restart for 2. Ultra Ball does do a good job of thinning in hand. What supporter is of choice here? They threw out a Boss, they don't want a Boss. Here is a retreat onto the other Pikachu. Attached return onto Pikachu. I'm not sure because now Cramorant can kill this one and then I can just kill the other one with Valiant. So it's definitely gonna be a 4-prize turn for me. Granted, what the Mew and the Fezandipiti draw into, but they're gonna take 2 on my Zacian. They'll promote Cramorant here. We can just kill this, but we have 2 guaranteed onto that. So here's another Zacian. No way I can thin the hand more for the Mew, so let's just go flip the script. We'll find a Boss and nothing else. So let's go for Pokegear. Hopefully we get another Boss. All right. So that means we can't actually take that Pikachu this turn. So do I just kill this Pikachu or do I go for the Mew? I'm doing 180. I think we kill the Mew. So let's go boss up this Mew. Pikachu not really feeling like a threat here. So 180, killing the Mew. I can't believe Flip and then Pokegear just gets me 2 bosses and a bunch of Pokemon. Like where's my researches? Where's my switch cards? There's a Postwick, that's great. And Iron Leaves inactive. I am enabling their Crispin onto Pikachu for both of those, but one Blood Moon and Valiant will be winning the game for me. I'm gonna attach onto Pikachu. Do we have a Crispin? There's a Nest Ball. And what's nice about going against Joltik Box is that Iono is most likely not coming because we usually play 1. You're gonna find a Latias, even though Iron Leaves does have a Future Booster on it, so it doesn't really matter that much, but okay. Not. Oh, okay, so they are gonna Iono me. Jeez, I see how it is. Just as we're yapping about it. Here's a switch in an Arven and a Miss Energy. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So Pikachu's a guaranteed kill. If they can't kill this Cramorant this turn, then it's most definitely over because they use Iono, not Crispin, so Pikachu can't attack, and Cramorant can just swing again. So they gotta push up the Miraidon here. Yep, they're gonna push up the Miraidon. Iono in Joltik box, and you're okay, here's a Gravity Mountain. That's wonderful. Pokegear to Thin as well for an Arven for next turn. And I think I can pretty much just win the game here with this Arven. I think my Prime Catcher is in my deck, so we'll all be good. Let's go for an Arven. Grabber's. Okay, so Prime Catcher not in deck, actually. That's wonderful. Let's just grab another one of these and a Techno Radar. Great. And we can Techno Radar away the bag. Grab ourselves just 2 more Valiant, thin out the deck a little bit. We will switch into this Valiant, and then hopefully we grab our Prime Catcher off the prizes after killing this Pikachu here. Wow, everything I kind of wanted, like Iron Bundle, Pikachu, etc. Okay, the Prime Catcher is the very last prize. But Iron Bundle kind of just gets us there, right? Because we're hitting 180 with this Cramorant here. But they're going to promote the Iron Hands, which does 200. So, doesn't really matter, I guess. So we'll just attach onto the Snorlax here. Bench this one, and then throw a Capsule onto it. We can retreat into it, but it doesn't actually give us anything. So, because I have to use my 1 retreat onto Cramorant. So let's just do that. And then, Fickle Spitting 180. Hitting the Miraidon with 40 HP. So 2 Valiants can just kill me the Miraidon. Can't believe my Prime Catcher is my last prize. That's actually... Oh, I used my Prime Catcher. What am I saying? What am I saying? I used my Prime Catcher a long time ago. Long time ago. I guess I should have used the bundle there, because then the Iron Hands would have been within 2. Here's a Prime Catcher. My Fezandipiti will most likely be dead here, actually. Prime Catcher. Damn, I should have used that bundle onto the hands then. Oh, man, I just choked because I just let him use Arven. There's Fez. Bring up Pikachu. There's an Earthen Vessel, or a Steel and a Grass. And that Arven I should have grabbed maybe anything else, but anyway. They're going to take out the Fezandipiti here. Their Bloodmoon is active for later. They're going to take 2. We'll promote our Iron Valiant here, just to guarantee a retreat. And we're going to top deck Jet. Okay. So that means I can just kill that Miraidon, right? So Jet up Valiant, onto Miraidon for 20, and then I can retreat. Okay, so great. So we'll Jet. We get absolutely saved by our top deck here. So we'll put 20 onto Miraidon, and then we'll just retreat into this Valiant again, and we'll put 20 on the Miraidon. And we take the win against Joltik box. It was a little bit messy, not the proudest of that, because I forgot that I used my Prime Catcher. But we'll take the win regardless. We are undefeated 4-0 right now in this tournament. Let's keep it going. And yeah, it feels pretty good. We have a decent matchup in the Joltik box, but definitely could have made that a little bit more comfortable, for sure. All right, game 5 here. Let's go. Apparently, this tournament is 8 rounds, and I was unaware of that. And I don't got all day, so I'll do all the best of ones, I think, but I might not have times for the top cut, if necessary. Let's see. They're going to choose heads and win the coin flip. Okay, they are playing Dragapult Charizard. All right. So going first is not ideal here. Do want to go second, but if we can get our Pokemon out before the Badoo, we'll be okay. All right, we're going to start the Zacian. Let's pass here. Wow. Literally no items here in our hand. Nest Ball would be nice. Iono. Okay, let's just attach Jet to Zacian and then pass it up here. They got the Shaymin already, which is good for them because it does protect against the Zacian Instant Strike. So first Shaymin of the tournament. They're going to attach Rescue Board, play Iono. All right. So now they can get the Shaymin out and then push up a Badoo if they can find one. If they didn't have that Iono there, might have been cooked. Here's a Charmander. And there's a pass. Okay, so right now, with this Post-Wick, I'm doing 60 damage, which is not enough. So I'm going to grab myself a Nest Ball here and grab our Snorlax. I think that way we can kill this Shaymin. So, fetch your Snorlax. And then, man, this hand is really bad. It is really, really, really bad. Let's just go Instant Strike, kill the Shaymin here. Text the Charmander on the bench. Not feeling great, but now we can, our Instant Strike is protected. But if they have Rare Candy Charizard in hand, I just kind of die, right? So, actually no, it only does 210. So I would live if they Rare Candy Charizard here. I'm pretty sure they will though. A Surfer off the top. Not really the best we supported to get. Here's an Ultra Ball, which I'm assuming they top decked. Or if they're holding it for the Charizard in that case. Throwing away Jock and Luminous Energy for a Fezandipiti. Alright, they're gonna need, alright, here's an Arven, so they can grab like Rare Candy or Buddy Poffin. I don't know what they want to do. Do they prioritize setup or, okay, Stamp. Okay, Stamp is pretty good. The TM Evo on a Charmander, here's a Stamp. So they can Fezandipiti after the Stamp. I get 2. Research off the Stamp is immaculate. 2 Dreepies down. So flip the script. Do they find Charizard this turn? We're gonna bounce Post-Wick, deleting my Snorlax extra helpings ability, so it does minus 30 now. So I'm only doing 30 damage with this Zacian in its current state. There's a pass. Okay, so Charmander just inactive, no Charizard. That's okay. Alright, we're gonna bench Cram here. Let's go for Nest Ball. Grab ourselves a Iron Valiant off the Nest Ball. And here's a research. Get 7 new cards. It's pretty good. We can attach this there. And wow, still no Stadium here. We can get a Mew, it doesn't really do much. Alright, this is pretty trash. Let's just go Instant Strike for 30 damage and put 30 onto this other Dreepy. I think putting that Dreepy is going to be becoming like a Dragapult at some point, so I want to ping damage onto the smaller one to potentially get a multi-prize knockout. So here's a Dracloak. No Dragapult this turn. Here's another Dracloak. Recon Directive. 2 Boss's Orders and 2 Future Booster Energy Capsules. Not what I need off of research, unfortunately. Here's a Recon. I think I saw those 2 Future Booster Energy Capsules like twice in a row. Like they stamped me and then I researched and I got the same 2 again, which is crazy. Alright, so 2 Recons. There's a Scouting for another Charmander, another Dreepy. So this game, this is the slowest Hop Zacian game of all time. Alright, another Charmander, another Dreepy. And I didn't realize Team Rocket's Watchtower also affected me. Oh my god, Mist Energy. Okay, great. Let's attach Mist to my Zacian here. I think that's cool. Still doing only 30 damage. I can, I think I just attacked this Charmander again. I have the boss, but it's not really great. So, Instant Strike. We'll put Charmander within 1, and then we'll put 30 onto the Dracloak. So, Dracloak is dead next turn if it's still a Dracloak, and Charmander can die to an Iron Valiant. So that's great. I put the Mist Energy on the Iron Valiant because once the Dragapult hits, I don't want him pinging damage on my Valiant and taking like a multi-prize turn, for example. So that's the reasoning for there. I could also attach it to Snorlax, but I think that's fine. We have the Cramorant to kill the Fez eventually. Here's a Recon, another Recon. They got 3 Recons this turn. Can they find Rare Candy Charizard off these 3 draws? Looking at 6 cards. So it's a lot of cards. Here's an Ultra Ball. Okay, so they can go Dragapult, they can go Charizard. What are they doing? They will throw away Buddy Poffin and Bravery Charm for Charizard. Okay, so it's going to be Charizard. Luckily, my Zacian does tank this hit. Dragapult first, saving the baby Dracloak. Rare Candy into Zard. Infernal Rain. So this Charizard is within Bloodmoon range, so I'm not really inclined to attack it again. So I might be bossing up that Dragapult and putting that within Cram and Bloodmoon range as well. I think that might be the goal here. There's a Counter Catcher. Okay, so they're going to pull up my Valiant. Still not taking it out though. Burning Darkness, 210. They go on 1 HP. We have this boss here, so we can punch that Dragapult. Ooh, or the Research. I think we punch the Dragapult here. Not the biggest deal. Let's just retreat back into the Zacian. Oh, we're doing only 30 damage though. Wow, don't love that. Let's bench the Mew. Do we bench the Mew to protect ourselves from Iono in the future? Let me think about this. So let's bench the Mew, and I think that's we just have to research. We lose 2 of our bosses. How many bosses have we used? We lose 2 bosses, but I think that's just the way it's gotta go. I hate freaking right now. I'm gonna find Prime, Jet, and put 20 somewhere, and do another 30. First, let's push this bundle. I think we'll just use bundle this turn. Let's go Hyper Blower. Move this out the way. They'll give me a Charmander. I'm doing 30 still. Wow. The fact that this Rocket's Watch, I could not find another Postwick out of like all those cards is pretty diabolical. We've already retreated. So, Instant Strike, 30 damage onto this Charmander. Put another 30 onto this other Dracloak. And that's just gotta be it. We have the Arvin and the Prime Catcher next turn, so we can finally, get something going with the Choice Band. Recon Directive for 1. They have 2 Recon Directives this turn. Here's another one. An Iono. Okay, so I lose my Prime Catcher, that's fine. I can just get it again with another Arvin. Give me that Postwick, man. I just want a Postwick. Techno Radar, Jet, Mist Energy. Alright. Attach Luminous to Charmander. Retreat the Luminous into the Charizard. We have one more boss here. Burning Darkness, 210. Okay. I think I want to use my Iono. Alright, let's put... I think we put the Mist here just to... Let me think. If my Zacian is going to be attacking this turn, which I think it is, then I'll just leave it inactive. I don't really want to... We're going to attach Mist here, just in case. I don't want them set up like a huge turn here. Let's go switch into Valiant. We'll put 20 more onto this Charmander here, and then we can Iono, like so. Finally found this freaking Postwick, bro. Find the Postwick, find this Choice Band. Now we can retreat into the Zacian, and finally put this Charizard within that Blood Moon range, and then we can kill this freaking Charmander, bro. Alright, I'm okay with this now. Giving them Fez access, but now we're on 2/2/2 prizes. They can kill my Zacian, but they can't, gust up my Mew and kill it with Dragapult. So, I'm feeling alright about this now. And now Charizard and Dragapult are both within that Cramorant. No, Dragapult's not. Dragapult 60 plus 210 is 370, or 270. So I do need to start pinging some damage onto that Dragapult if I want to attack with the Cramorant on that. Another Recon. This is a really interesting game from both of us. I feel like we should have been taking prizes by now. They're going to bounce my Postwick with another Watchtower. How many do they play? They played 2. Okay, so they've managed to find both. I lose the Snorlax again, and I lose the Postwick. So it's effectively like 60 damage that I could be doing is gone. We've used only 2 Postwicks. I've used 2 researches as well. So I only have 1 more. Super Rod Shaymin back. So the only way I can really easily draw into my next Postwick is like Fezandipiti or something. So we'll see. Here's a Nest Ball for Shaymin. Gonna take up a bench space here. I think that's fine because now like it doesn't protect. Okay, so Burning Darkness is gonna take out the Zacian here. So the Mist, they're not taking a big prize knockout here. And now we can finally Cramorant, as long as we can find a freaking Arven for the Choice Band and a Postwick. Here's a Mew in the active. Find a Squawkabilly. That's like the last thing we need. Nest Ball for a Fezandipiti. Let's go for a Pokegear. We find nothing. All right, so now we need an Energy or a Choice Band. Come on, give me something good here. Find Arven off the flip. That's fantastic. Let's go use this Arven for a Choice Band. And right now we're doing Cramorant plus 30, which is 150. So 150 is enough to kill that. Just enough. 150 is not enough to kill anything else. So I think Prime Catcher is not really the move. Let's just grab ourselves a Pokegear for next turn. Attach Choice Band to Cram. So yeah, so 150 plus 180, 250, and then 330. Okay, so now we can jet up our Valiant, and we'll start loading up this Pult to be in range of a Bloodmoon. Retreat into the Cramorant, and then 150, knocking out the Charizard. Exactly enough. We have 2 prizes left to take. We have a single prize turn active. They most definitely have a boss in hand to take 2, or a Counter Catcher rather. They most definitely have a Counter Catcher and an Iono. So like, I'm getting Iono to 2. I have the Mew. I have a Fez. We'll see. It might have been wise to bench a Bloodmoon there, but I don't love just having a Bloodmoon on my bench. Actually, they can't even kill my Bloodmoon, so maybe I feel like 240 plus 80 is 320. So Bloodmoon, Dragapult is now within Bloodmoon range. Here's a Counter Catcher. Assuming they're taking my Fez or my Mew. So here's a Fez. Here's Iono to 2. Yeah, so maybe putting a Bloodmoon was worth it, because then all I need is an Energy. Unlucky. Find the Arven and the Surfer. So Arven can get me the Bloodmoon. Man, I should have benched that Bloodmoon. Really dumb. Really dumb. Oh, but the Watchtower also prevents Bloodmoon as well. So that means I definitely need to find Postwick to bounce that before a Bloodmoon. Okay, there's a lot of things to consider here. A lot of things. Phantom Dive, putting 210 on my Fez, or 200 on my Fez. No Defiance Band. I have the Surfer to get more cards. So that means I can just attack with the Cram, no? Alright, so Valiant protected by Mist, 50 onto Mew. So nothing dies here. I have the Surfer to get new cards. Alright, so I just need the Surfer to get Postwick. We get a Boss. Okay. Not what we need. Let's Surfer the Valiant. We can put 20 onto this Pult. So we put 20 here, will be at 220, which is still outside of Cramorant. Let's put this up here. We'll grab a switch, but we'll put 20 here, and then. But now they're just ready to take. If I can't take this knockout here, it just kind of clip, no, because this Mew is about to die. That's unfortunate. If my Cramorant was hitting enough, which is not, and I can't actually. I could have won this game, but only doing 150. And if they just Counter Catcher my Mew, they can kill the Fezandipiti, and that's gonna be game. No flip the script from them. They have 2 recons to find. Yeah, so here's Ultra Ball. Why are we Ultra Balling? They're gonna check to see if they have another Counter Catcher, but I'm pretty sure they do. They've used 2. Okay, they've used 2 Counter Catchers. So recon. They've thinned their deck pretty thin. All you need to do is find a boss and they win. Take 1. Another recon. Here's a boss, and that's gonna be game. Taking out the Mew and then putting 1 onto my Fez for 4 prizes in 1 turn. Unfortunate. I guess the Mew was okay because it was a free retreat, but they also could have bossed up the Iron Valiant. Doesn't really matter. But really good game. The Watchtower really screwed me because it prevented me from taking any early game knockouts on any of their Pokemon. But first loss of the day is my 5th round. All right, game 6 here. We are 4-1. Can we make it 5-1? It's gonna be against another Gholdengo Dragapult, but this time we'll see. We can see if we can get the Donk again, but if we lose this coin flip, hopes are not high. They are going to win the coin flip, and I'm going to go first again. So the 2 games against these Dragapults, going first, not great. I do want to go second, but it's a best of 1, so anything can happen. They know what deck I'm playing, so I'm just going to promote this Cramorant here. We have the Hops Bag, we have the Postwick. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, I must say. We get a Valiant, so let's put the Snorlax down. Let's put the Valiant here. Let's go for Hops Bag on Zacian. Just the 1 Zacian is cool, and let me think about this. I can put 20 onto this Gimmighoul. I can. Let's just do it. Next turn, we're gonna have to guarantee something. We gotta guarantee the retreat next turn. We have the Postwick. I can use Arven to get the future booster, but I can't, then I can't use it to get the Hops Choice Band. But we're gonna do a gamble here. Here's an Arvin. If they go TM Evo, we can attack. If they go Badoo, then it's kind of screwed. Let's see. They're playing no Badoo. This is a Badoo-less list, actually. So they're going hard for the Evo, which I love. Because in that case, I can hopefully Iron Bundle this Gimmighoul to the bench. There's a Dreepy and a Gimmighoul. TM Evo. And putting 20 on all the Gholdengos is major, because that puts it within Bloodmoon range. There's an attach return on the Gimmighoul. It's not a Steel Energy, so next turn they still have to find a Steel Energy. They're gonna find a Gholdengo, they're gonna find a Dracloak. So the goal here, Prime Catcher the Dracloak, and then kill the Gimmighoul as well. That would be pretty ideal. We're gonna find Postwick. Let's go for Prime Catcher and the Hops Choice Band. Yeah, okay. Prime Catcher, Hops Choice Band. Put Choice Band onto Zacian. Let's go Prime Catcher, this Dracloak. And we're gonna put up the Zacian, and then we're gonna jet up the Iron Valiant and put 2 onto the Gimmighoul on the bench. And we retreat double jets off the Valiant into Zacian. I have 1 card left in hand, but we're doing 120 to knock out Dracloak, and we'll put 30 onto the Gimmighoul for knockout, taking 2 prizes and leaving them with 1 Gholdengo, which I love. So no draw support from the Recon Directive, and we take 2 prizes here. They can find the knockout, but then I can punch with the Cramorant and then set it up for a multi-prize knockout later. I'm gonna find Arvin and Techno Radar off the prizes. Here's a Buddy Poffin for 2 Gimmighoul. There's Energy Surge Pro, so they do find the knockout here for sure. So now I'm thinking like which supporter I want to use. Do I want to use Ono to bring their hand down, or do I want to use Arvin? Here's a Steel attached to Gholdengo. Arvin guarantees the Hops Choice Band for sure, but Iono brings their hand down. They have a really big hand. Here's an Arvin of their own. I'll grab a Pokegear, suggesting their hand is not very good to begin with. So maybe I save the Iono then. So here's Make It Rain. They need 5 energy. So I'm assuming that means their hand is pretty dead besides, well, there's a lack of supporters because the Arvining for a Pokegear. So let's promote Cram here. Let's see, we got a boss. Okay, so what boss lets us do is nothing. So it's either Iono or Arvin. I think we just go for the Arvin here. Give ourselves a Nest Ball for Fezandipiti and then a Choice Band. So we have the Fezandipiti. And hopefully the Fezandipiti gets a little more, but we are going to be able to punch this Gholdengo for 210. Let's go for a Nest Ball. We got a Fez. Flip the script for 3. We get a switch. We can double switch if we wanted to. Double switch gives us 40 damage, so we're going to save that for now. I'm going to save this Night Stretcher for Fezandipiti or something. Let's just punch 210 onto this Gholdengo, putting it in within 50. So that's 2 Valiants or 1 Valiant and a Zacian attack can kill that Gholdengo. There's another Gholdengo. Coin bonus for 1. They have Pokegear to find a supporter. I'm assuming they want a boss here, but also maybe Arvin for superior energy retrieval. There's a Buddy Poffin for 1 Dreepy. There's a Night Stretcher for lightning energy. So that gives them another energy. They need a boss to get a meaningful KO. Here's a Cypher. No boss this turn. They can get like do they play Iron Bundle? I don't think they do. They're gonna Cypher for next turn. Here's a Make It Rain onto my Cramorant. So that means I can attack with another Cramorant next turn. 150 with 3 energy. Okay. That's promising. That means I can just kill this Gholdengo with another Cramorant and then set up the next one for a Bloodmoon KO. Let's go for a flip the script. Find ourselves Arvin. So Arvin is good. That means we can get ourselves another Choice Band. That's our last one for our next Cram. Maybe we do another switch as well. Let me think. Right? Let's use the Cram in our decks just to make our deck a little bit better for my Iono. So let's go Hops Bag, grab ourselves Zacian and Cramorant, attach this here, and then I think we just double switch. So I wish I didn't have to. I really wish I didn't have to. Let's go. We can switch and put 20 onto the Gholdengo. Yeah, let's do that. I want to set up for Bloodmoon, just guarantee it. So 20 onto the next Gholdengo, and then we can switch back into Cramorant here. And screw it. Let's just go for a Techno Radar on this Pokegear. On this Iono. Thin our deck a little bit. Let's get ourselves Iron Bundle and another Valiant. Throw down this bundle just in case we need it. And then 210, knocking out this Gholdengo here. Take 2 more prizes. Hopefully it's another Choice Band, just in case I need to use the Zacian, but Choice Band missed energy. Okay, great. So they can take a 2-prize knockout here, then Bloodmoon can just swing for free onto their Gholdengo. Otherwise, they gotta evolve a different Gholdengo. I'm feeling okay about this. It's a little awkward. I wish I could take that previous Gholdengo with just like damage counters from Valiants, but that's fine. There's a Cramorant active again. I need to take 3 here. They do play a Monkey Dory, but they do need to attach to this Gholdengo as well to attack. Coin bonus for 2. They're gonna get the cards that they Cypher Maniac'd for. And they only play 1 Iono, so I feel like my hand is pretty safe. Here's a Picnic Basket. Okay, so they're gonna heal off this damage. So if I want a Bloodmoon, I do need to ping some more with the Valiant on the bench. They're gonna find more energy. They'll attach for turn. They're probably gonna boss my Fez. I can Night Stretcher for it back. But I also need... Let me think about this. Let me think about this for sure. The counter catcher. My Fez is looking him dead in the eye. Do they want my Fez? Do they want my Zacian or my Valiant? Do my Zacian this time around. Okay. So make it rain. So I tricked him, a little mental mind game by putting that Zacian there, pretending like it's going to be an attacker. Definitely was not going to be an attacker. So just need to find Bloodmoon. And we can dig for it using research and Fez. So that's 2 prizes. Let's promote a Cramorant here. Alright, we need to find a jet for this Valiant. It's a Nest Ball. Okay, let's check if we have the Bloodmoon. Alright, we have the Bloodmoon. I want to find a jet energy. So I think we just research into 7 new cards so I can push up this Valiant and then retreat it, right? That's all I need to do. Let's go research. We find the jet. Let's flip the script. I need that future booster. We find the switch. Great. So we can jet this now. Put 20 onto the Gholdengo. And then we can switch into Bloodmoon. And then 240 damage for the knockout on this Gholdengo for the final 2 prizes. Taking another dub back into the win column. So now we are finishing at 5-1 for the tournament. We're not finishing, but we are now 5-1. We're going to keep it rolling. We have a few more rounds to play before I got a dip. And yeah, that feels pretty good. No Shaymin. They had a Watchtower. They didn't play it the whole time. But Zacian, man, it's the truth. It's my favorite deck at the moment. I think it's really strong. And it's also rogue enough where I enjoy playing it. Let's keep it going. All right, next game here. You're 5-1. Round 7. Let's go. One more round after this. We're going to lose a coin flip. Unfortunately, heads will not be the way. But let's see what they're playing. They're going to be playing Marnie's Grimmsnarl. Okay, so first, Marnie's Grimmsnarl. They have 1 Shaymin. And they're going to go first. So we have the donk potential here, chat. We have the donk potential. Start an Iron Bundle. We have Jet Energy in hand and the Hops Bag. So Hops Bag, we can load up both of our Pokemon with Choice Bands. We can Nest Ball for a Squawkabilly. And then life will be good. Life will be very good. There's an Impidimp in the active. Attach return on the Impidimp. Bench a Badoo. Retreat into the Badoo. Okay, so I can... Wait. Okay. Hold on. Postwick. Hops Choice Band. Hops Bag for this and that. Attach both of these. We have the Iron Bundle. All we gotta do is jet the Zacian into the active. We're doing 120, so now we pop the Hyper Blower, swap the 2 around, and then we kill both with Instant Strike. And there we go. Round 7 goes to me because we're just goated like that. Another donk for the tournament. Holy crap. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Got so lucky there that they chose to go first despite playing the Badoo, but that's the perks of Hops Zacian, man. You can win the game on your first turn consistently. Alright, we have one more round after this. See you guys there. Final round here. Round number 8. Can we finish off today 7-1? If not, it's all good. I'm going to be dropping out this tournament after this game regardless, because I do have other obligations to get to. It's been like 3 or 4 hours. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Alright, we're going to take second here. So can we get the final donk of the day? We've gotten 2 so far. We can start a Mew, so that's free retreat. We have Postwick, we have Techno Radar for 2 Valiants, but we don't have any way to get Zacian. So might be possible if we just max out our hand. We can use every single thing in this hand, and we can restart for 3 if necessary. There's an Earthen Vessel. They're going to start a Clefairy. Patch return. Okay, it's possible, because Clefairy is still weak. Okay, we got a Nest Ball. Put Cram down, put Choice Band. Let's go for a Nest Ball onto our Squawkabilly. Techno Radar away, switch. We'll grab Iron Valiant and Iron Bundle. Because if I can get the kill onto the Clefairy, I will do that. We can put the booster onto the Valiant. Let's go for a restart for 3. So we get to see 9 cards effectively. We get Iono and Surfer. Let's go for the Hops Bag here. Get a Zacian. I think I prefer to get an Arven. So let's go for Squawk and Seize. And we'll grab the Arven and a Choice Band here. So that means we can now retreat into Valiant. Let's put 2 onto Drifloon. And then let's use this Iron Bundle. Grab up their Clefairy. We'll go for Nest Ball and Prime. Okay, wait. I don't think I can get another Valiant on because I used my retreat already. I could retreat into another one, but I don't have another Jet, for example. So unfortunately, we'll just have to... Let's grab Nest Ball and Choice Band here. Switch into our Zacian. And then, ooh, we're doing just Shy. We're just Shy anyway, so no donk regardless. But that's all good. Instant Strike 180 onto Clefairy. And then 30 onto Drifloon. So Drifloon cannot put any more energy onto it unless there's a Bravery Charm. So that's good. And then Clefairy is also just 10 damage away from death. So that's an Iron Valiant ping. Here's an Arven for Secret Box and TM Evo. Here's an Earthen Vessel, throwing away 2 Psychic. So this is good for them. They can get a lot of Psychic Energy into discard, but they have literally 0 Ralts on board. Secret Box away, Night Stretcher and 2 Energy. Buddy Poppin, etc. Here's a Buddy Poppin for 2 Ralts. I should have attached my Mist Energy as well. Bounce my Postwick for an Artisan. Use Artisan. Oh, I could have killed it if I Nest Ball for the Snorlax. I completely forgot about my Snorlax. that turn, but that's on me. It's on me. Evolution. I was like, why am I only doing 180? I should be doing like 240. It's been a long day. It's because the freaking Iron Bundle was taking its place. The retreat. I mean, there's just an Evo, so this Clefairy can definitely just be dead here. Unfortunately, I have no way to pivot. Let's go for an Artisan. There's some Snorlax here. Attach return onto that. Bouncer Postwick. Attach there. We'll throw the Booster Capsule onto... I should use my Nest Ball just to clear that as well. Booster Capsule onto Mew. Restart for 1. I just need to switch. We'll grab Iono. I want this switch so I can take out this Clefairy and then force them to push up something else. We do not get a switch off any of that. Instant Strike 240. Kind of a waste of a turn last turn, I can't lie. But we'll put 30 onto the Drifloon again. Take out this Clefairy. Yeah, really waste of an attack. I could have taken out last turn, but there's a switch. That's fine. 2 prizes is 2 prizes. Gave him a brand new hand as well. Digging for that switch or jet energy. The Monkey Dory off the Nest Ball. They can just find Gardevoir here, but their Drifloon is just 40 damage away from death. Here's another Iono. So they can't actually load up this Drifloon, which is crazy. Cramorant, Pokegear, Postwick. It's pretty good. And there's a pass. Okay, so no Gardevoirs here. We get a Bloodmoon off the top. Let's go for a Pokegear, hopefully for Boss's Orders. We do grab a Boss's Orders. Let's go boss up a Kirlia. And then just Instant Strike, knock out this Kirlia. And we'll put 30 onto the Drifloon. So that is now 1 damage away from being knocked out. If they find the Dark Energy, they can just like save it a little bit, but still within very reasonable distance from my Valiant to get it. Still no Jet, still no Switch or Prime Catcher. That's all good. Push Kirlia. Attach Dark, so now they can finally fling damage off this Drifloon. It won't be enough to actually use it as an attacker though. They're gonna bounce my Postwick for an Artisan. And here's an Iono. That is their last Artisan, so if I just bounce it with another Postwick, they won't have access to it anymore. Here's a Switch for the Valiant. And a Pokegear to find a supporter. I would love to shuffle my deck first, because I know that for a fact there's a couple... Actually, the boss and the Iono was shuffled around. Here's a Gardevoir finally in play. I don't see a reasonable way for them to kill my Zacian here because their Drifloon is not viable. I'm looking for... Okay, they can use Screamtail. Here's an Artisan for nothing to shuffle up their deck. The Psychic Embrace. So they only have 1 Monkey Dory though, so which Pokemon do they want to remove damage from is the question. There's 2 onto Gardevoir. So Gardevoir is now at 270 HP. They have a Bravery Charm in hand, okay? And they have a lot of energy, so they are most likely taking a knockout here. They have 5 in the discard, all right? So it's gonna be 100 damage max, it seems. Well, it does 20, so never mind. You can do up to 180, so they can kill my Mew on the bench. Then Adrena Brain. They're gonna kill my Zacian instead. They're gonna offer the Zacian kill. Roaring Scream, 200 onto my Zacian, exactly enough. So now my Cram can start attacking here. Single prizer attacking is good, and we can kill that Drifloon. Actually, we can't. Now it's within... We have Prime Catcher. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me think about this. Let me shuffle up the deck with Artisan. I have Prime Catcher. Alright, we're gonna fail Artisan. Depending on what supporter we get from here, it will depend on what we do. We're gonna get a Boss. Okay. Or we can go for another Zacian attack. We'll grab Arven instead. I think we'll use this Valiant to sprinkle some more damage onto that Drifloon and then kill the Monkey Dory with my Cramorant. So let's go Prime Catcher. Let's take their Monkey Dory, because I want to keep those 2 little things within range of knockouts. So let's put 20 back onto that Drifloon. And then I could actually go for another Valiant here. So let me see. I can Nest Ball for another Valiant, retreat into that, and then kill the Drifloon. Okay, let's do that. My hand's gonna be completely dead, but that's totally fine. Let's go for Nest Ball, grab 1 more Valiant, retreat into Valiant, kill that Drifloon, going down to 2 prizes remaining. Take a prize card there. I just want to make this game completely unwinnable for them next turn. And then we can switch into our Cram here. Attach a Choice Band. We're going to save that for our Zacian. And then restart for 1. It'll be a Jet Energy. Great. Save that as well. 180. Fickle Spitting on this Monkey Dory for knockout. So they can do maximum 30 damage next turn off of Monkey Dory. We have 1 prize left. All we got to do is breathe on that Screamtail and we'll win. So... we have all those pieces in hand. Iono the 1 will probably hurt a little bit, but I think we're fine. The Screamtail into the active. They are doing 200 damage off of it, so... the Counter Catcher, who they picking? It's gonna be my Squawkabilly, okay. I'm assuming they're gonna Iono me to 1, and then I need to find a way to retreat out of this and just take the last prize. Here's an Earthen Vessel. Throwing away Shaymin. The Shaymin could have helped them a little bit earlier, but... see, that's what I'm saying, like... yes, people are playing Shaymin, but it's hard to get out. That Nest Ball is like really tough. Here's Iono to 1, as well as a Dark Energy attached to Monkey Dory. They can kill my Mew to stop my draw. It's gonna be another Valiant, okay. Here's an Adrena Brain. Some damage off the Iron Valiant. There's a Roaring Scream is gonna kill my Mew, unfortunate. But now all I need is to find a Jet Energy and I win the game. So let's see. What do we get here off the top? It's going to be a Postwick. Oh, I think I just lost then because of that Iono to 1. I think that might have been an issue. Yeah, I think that's it actually. So we're going to lose this game actually because of the Iono to 1. The Mew was our last resource to get some more cards. But now our hand is fully dead. Their Screamtail can attack again. So GG to them. I think me whiffing that Snorlax early was a waste of a turn. I think that cost me the game. But it's going to be a great game to finish out the video. Big blunder for me from the last one. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end this video on a loss, but I think we did pretty great. So there's some mistakes I could have worked on. Let me know what y'all thought, but I think Hop Zacian is here to stay if you play it absolutely perfectly. So thank y'all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.